Hi there, beautiful beings. How are you today? So in this gorgeous video, we wanted to talk about the darkness. It was in a song that I was listening to on the radio, and all of a sudden I just had this incredible download as I was listening to this song, and it was talking about God and the power of God and how his power lights up the dark, or it assists us with the dark, and all of this was going on with this song. And in that moment, I just had this awareness of the darkness being this incredible gift to us. And as I was sitting with that information that was coming through, I had this vision that we are this wave in the ocean. It's an analogy that so many before me have used. That source, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, is the ocean. And we are the wave in the ocean. But what came to my awareness today is that we've been given this gift to be here, to have this lifetime. And it's like Spirit says to us, okay, you've been the wave in the ocean for so long. I'm going to give you legs now. I'm going to give you a physical body. And now you can walk on land. Off you go. Have this incredible adventure. You don't have to be the wave in the ocean anymore. You can now walk on land as a separate individual, if you like, a separate being to me. You can experience this illusion of separation. Or you can experience what separation feels like. What is that like? But in that moment that I was listening to that song about the darkness, I thought of the sky at night and how beautiful it is when you look up and there's the stars. But I also realized in that moment, I had this incredible awareness. Without that darkness, how can we experience our light? How can you experience light without the darkness? How can you experience joy without the sadness? When you have nothing to measure it with, compare it to, how can you fully experience it? But the main awareness that was coming through that was that the darkness was a gift for us, that we may explore our light, we may discover our light. When we are given those legs to walk on land as a separate being, separate because we're never separate, but to have this experience of separation, to know what that's like, what does that feel like in that moment that we are given this physical body, we forget the light that we are. And that is an essential step, a necessary step for you to have this human experience. Without it, you cannot have this human experience you came to have. It's impossible, impossible. If you never separate from the light, say you come to this lifetime and you never separate from the oneness that you are, you never separate from that unconditional love, that joy, that bliss, that ecstasy that you are, where you come from, your original state. If you never separate from that, that is all you see when you are here. All you see is spirit in everything, in everyone, all the time. You can't see anything else. And if that's the case, all you see is love. You cannot see anything else because you never separated. But to have this human experience and enjoy the gift of separation, to know what it's like to feel separate, to know what it's like within yourself, to feel alone in this world, my beautiful beings. It's impossible if we do not separate. Impossible. If you stay in your natural state all through your lifetime, you cannot have the wonderful human experience you came to have. The sadness, the depression, the guilt, the shame, the jealousy, the darkness that engulfs you when you go into a depression. It's not possible. All of these things are made possible when we choose, through our free will, we choose to forget who we are, to come and play here. We forget that our soul is playing here. And these experiences, the best way to describe it is that they are different colors in our palette that we've been given to create this beautiful painting that we call our life, this masterpiece. And when we feel anger, we're using that red color in our painting. We're painting red brush strokes. And when we are in depression, they are black brush strokes. And when we are joyful, golden brush strokes. But that is what we are here for. To know within ourselves, what does jealousy feel like? What does it feel like? For me, jealousy was what kept me apart from my sister. So much so that I was incapable, unable to love her for most of my life. The jealousy was all engulfing. And she was the reason I lost my mum. She was the reason I lost my mum's love. All of this was the interpretation of my 5-year-old. She took the most important thing away from me, my mother's love. Jealousy. And jealousy is a color that my ancestors have been painting with for a very, very long time. Jealousy caused my grandfather to kill my grandmother. She was having an affair and he couldn't stand it. He couldn't stand the idea of her being with another person. So he ended her life. And that changed everything for my lifetime because it affected my mum on such a deep level. These feelings of abandonment because she was left without parents. This feeling of not being supported, that we're not safe here because in any moment the most important things to you are taken away. Her mum, to her, was the most sacred thing. And she was gone by the time my mum was 5. And how curious that at the age of 5, I had the same experience. It was passed on to me. I chose to have that experience. But even more painful because my mum was there. My mum was there all through my childhood. But I didn't feel love. I felt abandoned the moment my sister was born. And how beautiful to have that experience, to know how it feels to be unloved, unlovable by the person that brought you into the world. How incredible that we can have this experience. And because she took her love away and gave it to my sister, I made a decision that I would never, ever give my sister my love, because she took away the most important thing to me. So, my beautiful beings, the darkness is a gift, just like the ego. So many times I read things about the ego, that people post up about it being negative, about it being the enemy was the latest one I heard. The enemy, our ego, when it's the most precious gift, the most precious. Without it, there's no way you could have this human experience. It's the tool we were given to navigate this human life. That we could experience jealousy, that we could experience not being loved, that we could experience what's it like to be abandoned by the person that brings you into the world. What does that feel like? Only through the ego can we have this experience. Only in the darkness can we experience light. Without the darkness, how can you see the light? How can you feel the light? How can you experience it at all? A candle becomes all that much more valuable when there's a blackout. There's no electricity, there's no lights. It's all dark. In the middle of the night, all the lights go out. And it's in that moment that your candle becomes the most valuable. But without the dark, it's hard to see the flame of a candle in the middle of the day when it's a bright sunny day and you're outside and you light a candle. It doesn't have the same effect. But turn off all the lights. When the sun goes down and it's all dark, and light that candle. How beautiful does that flame look? It dances. You can enjoy it more. Same with the fire that you light at night time. A bonfire to keep you warm in winter. And you're watching the flames dancing. It's not the same when you light a fire in the daytime. It doesn't have the same effect. Somehow the colors are more vivid, more bright, more when it's dark. We've been taught to see the dark as bad, as negative, to fear the dark, to not go into the dark. And yet in the dark is where so much of the magic happens. I've learnt since my first awakening to love that darkness for all the wisdom it holds. The most beautiful answers are in that darkness. It contains the most beautiful wisdom. and fear. How many of us grew up with the notion that fear is weakness? To be afraid is to be weak. And so we push all these emotions away. The fear, the anger, the shame, the guilt. But my question has always been, if we were never meant to feel any of these feelings, why do we have them? Why are they there? Why are they colours in our palette if we were never meant to use them in our painting? What's the point? We have hundreds of colours in our palette. But we've been taught, at least I was, from quite little, that we're only allowed to be happy. We're only allowed to express love. We needed to be calm, to be at peace. We were told that these were the things that we were here to be. And what I've been shown more than anything else is that we're here to be all of it. All of it. And when you can love all of it and see the beauty of each without judgment that it's good or bad or right or wrong to feel this way, but to feel it and allow that emotion to talk to you. Invite it in like a friend. You know, my latest, vision that I've had, I was going through this gorgeous meditation around money, around abundance, around wealth, trying to break through, all the limiting beliefs and all the conditioning that we go through in childhood around this word money. Because for me, money held the same energy as God did for a long time. Up until the last 2-3 years, I could not even think the word God or say the word God. It had so much negative energy around it because of everything I'd been through, because of everything I'd been taught the word God meant. And money was the same. But when you understand that it's all energy, all of it, every single bit. There's nothing here that is not energy. It's all spirit. And that includes money. It includes everything. Then that charge, that negative charge around that word can start to loosen. And the beautiful vision I had after many, many meditations of sitting with that word and allowing all that old programming to come up from many, many generations. A lot of it wasn't, I know it wasn't mine. I wasn't born with it. I didn't come in with all these beliefs around it. It's all passed on from generations and generations of my ancestors being extremely poor financially. Because you can be extremely poor financially, but still be abundant, still be rich within yourself, within your being. Being rich, being abundant has nothing to do with the numbers in your bank account. And so this beautiful meditation, what it led to was me seeing money as this being, this person. I gave it this physical shape in the end. And I called it money, called her money, him money. And it came and it sat with me. And I decided that it was my friend, my best friend in the world. And I want to hang with this friend. I want to spend time with it. I want to have fun with this friend, just like I do with all my other friends. I want to feel joy when I'm around this friend. I want to feel love when I'm with this friend. We're going to talk more about it in the next one. Because so many of us, for so long, have been so trapped in this energy. All right, my beautiful beings, remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the beautiful messages. And I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.